Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we're talking about how the media have finally turned on Birds of Prey. It didn't take very long. In fact, it all started yesterday, but with this morning's headlines, because we finally have the Friday estimates officially in, it is not looking very good for Birds of Prey. Now, they are still trying to spin, saying, well, because the film didn't cost that much money to make, it is still going to make its money back, but that still remains to be seen. Could it make its money back? Absolutely. It only needs to make around $243 million to make its money back worldwide, which I think is definitely still within the realm of possibility. However, that could change Sunday when we actually start getting some more foreign numbers in, because it's not performing well at all here stateside and the domestic marketplace, and I can't imagine that's going to perform well overseas, but I can't say that for sure until we start getting some numbers in. But just look at these headlines. It says, box office Birds of Prey disappoints with mere $13 million Friday, and that's of course from Scotty Boy Mendelsohn, but of course he adds this in the subheading, it's not a flop thanks to an under $90 million budget, but DC Films' Birds of Prey is going to open closer to X-Men Dark Phoenix than Shazam. Keep in mind, Dark Phoenix was not a successful movie financially. It cost a lot more, which is why Dark Phoenix ended up flopping. However, Birds of Prey, by some estimates, cost upwards of $97.1 million. And so you see a lot of different articles, a lot of different places are giving us different numbers for the budget, which makes me think that they're trying to spin it to whatever narrative that they want, because that's, of course, what these sites do. Some will argue that I do the same thing. However, I go based on what is mostly reported. And according to official reports that I've been looking at, 97.1 is the number that I see more often than not than the others. Now, could it have cost less? Sure. But that's why, guess what? That's why they're estimates, because it could always be all over the place. And I'm sure my hair and everything looks crazy today, but that's because we've experienced a lot of snow here in Chattanooga. In fact, go ahead and check out the Welcome to Asgard channel, my secondary channel. Click the eye above my head if you want to access that. I have a video of me in the snow covering all of it. My dog's running and having fun. It's their first snowfall ever, and they freaking loved it. It was great. It was so fun to see. But before I go any further, I do want to shout out something really quick, and that is the Wednesday Raven Awards. So tomorrow night is indeed the Oscars, and we are going to be boycotting them, doing our own award show for the second year in a row. And if you want to go ahead and take part in it, the voting ends tonight. So again, the polls and the voting is going to end tonight. After the live stream tonight on, this typical Saturday night live stream, I'm going to shut down the voting, and whatever results we have are the results that will be announced on Sunday. So if you are still interested in voting for the best movies of the year, the worst movies of the year, shill of the year, NPC of the year, best one-liner of the year, and so many other categories, click the link in the description of this video and make your vote heard, and do the very best you can. If you have not seen everything, again, choose whatever it is you possibly can, and it's pretty straightforward, I would argue. The only one that's a little bit confusing is for best movie of 2019. You have to rank it, so you get to actually drag it like this, and you get to rank it from 1st to 10th. So I would say if you have not seen certain movies, put those towards the end, because that is the only thing that we can really do for now. Next year, I'm going to try and open it up so that people have more options, where if they want to skip a category, they can skip a category, things like that. I did that last year, but then it ended up being all over the place with people skipping it, or accidentally clicking enter and sending it out before actually filling all the categories. And so I wanted to make sure that was not going to happen this year, but I'll have to find a better system for next year. But this is a system that we have. Make sure your votes, make sure you get your vote out there and your voice is heard. But anyway, Birds of Prey disappoints according to them. According to Deadline, how Birds of Prey went astray with $33 million opening. So right now, the projection is that the film will make $33 million domestically in its opening weekend. Keep in mind, again, we've gone over this before, the original projection for this film was between 40 and 60 million. Most industry experts were saying, it's going to make $50 to $55 million. Many were arguing for that $55 million number. Warner Brothers themselves came out and said, we're going to be more conservative, because the industry experts, right, the experts are saying 55 million, so we're going to say 45 million. That's on the safe side, right? Well, it's even coming in under the conservative estimate of Warner Brothers, with $33 million being the projected, and with $13 million on Friday, definitely seems to be indicative of the fact that it's going in that direction, and it's not likely going to improve all that much. Even the Hollywood Reporter saying box office Birds of Prey flies off course with $13 million Friday. The female-led DC pick starring Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is opening well behind expectations in the U.S. We're not really getting a whole lot of numbers worldwide, but I can't imagine that the film is going to be doing crazy numbers worldwide, but we will, of course, see once those numbers actually start to come in. But this really is not a surprise. This is something that so many people have been saying for the longest time. This is a movie that was made without an audience. Basically, unless you work over for the marysue.com, this movie is not made for you. basically is what's going on here. And they did that very clearly in their marketing, and apparently also in the film itself. Not seen the film yet. I do plan to see the film at some point in time, allegedly, of course. But it all comes down to the fact that they were trying to change characters and push certain narratives to push political agendas. And guess what? It's falling flat on its face. Now, is it going to flop? Who knows? There are some that say it's not really all that woke in the marketing, or rather in the movie itself. However, I would say nay to that because of the fact that apparently most of the male characters are seen as wrong and evil, and the main character himself likes, or rather dislikes and hates Harley Quinn, basically because she's a woman. So I think that that is kind of indicative of that seems to be pretty politically minded. That seems to be pretty woke, as it is often described. And I just am glad to see a film like that not doing well at the box office. But anyway, just want to give you an update on this. So again, the box office, people covering the box office for the media are turning against it. Disappointing, went astray, flew off course, and you still have them saying it's not going to lose money though. It's not going to be a flop. Don't say go woke, go broke, because that's not the case here yet. Again, that still remains to be seen. It still needs to make $243 million. Keep in mind that Shazam performed much better in its opening weekend, its opening day, and that film made a little over $300 million. So there's still a chance, especially if this film is not able to catch fire anywhere else in the world, since it's not catching fire here in the States and in Canada and all the domestic marketplaces. One can only tell at this point how well or how poorly it's going to do. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think that Birds of Prey is going to end up losing its money? Do you think it's going to make the $243 million that it needs to make in order to break even? Also, let me know your thoughts about the Raven Awards. Are you excited for the Raven Awards? Are you planning to watch the Oscars? Please think about joining us tomorrow night for our boycott. It's going to start around 20 to 30 minutes before the Oscars start, and the plan is to go all the way through the entire Oscars broadcast. We'll see how long I can go. We'll go through at least most of it, and of course, we will announce all of the winners for all of the categories for the Wednesday Raven Awards. And if you're interested in the Oscars at all, for some reason still, we'll have some people in the chat that'll be posting some results there as well. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about this and all the things we talked about in the comment section below. If you like this video, smash the like button, give me a subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless. And now to give a shout out to my February Patreon and Subscribe Star members: Animation Commentator, Brian P., Dion, David Brobrizik. Please let me know if I need to repronounce that name. DivX, Elizabeth M., Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weird Dog Clan, Harold Francis, The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jeffrey Lebowski, JJ Jonathan Jerembeck, Kenneth Cameo, Lady T, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Riff Magos, Rosetta Allen, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Bendon, The DJD Show, and Tina B. And over on Subscribestar, Robert Revo, Larry, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, G2Cool99, Darkstar57, Alice McCarthy, US 888209 Fast, Dean Heiss, Hild Francis, J-Rod the Beer Guru, Nebanon G. Adams, and ZK Man. And a shout out to Riff Racer Request and Sir Lance Elato. And thank you very much for being my Patreon Subscribe-Star members for the month of February. And if anyone else decides to join, at the next couple of days or so, I will add you into this list as well. You guys freaking rock. Have a wonderful one. And as always, God bless.